This is the Good Neighbor Podcast, the place where local businesses and neighbors come together. Here's your host, Skip Money.
Well, hello, everyone, and welcome to the Good Neighbor Podcast. So I am super excited today for a number of reasons to have someone in our studio for the first time. And if you like beer as much as I do, I'm sure you will be just as excited because today I have the pleasure of introducing your good neighbor, Mr. John Silver with the Homeplace Beer Company. John, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me, Skip. Appreciate the opportunity.
Absolutely. Like I said, we're thrilled to have you, and I am a major fan of beer. So very excited to learn all about you and Homeplace Beer Company. So if you don't mind, why don't you kick us off by telling us about your company?
Well, we're Homeplace Beer Company. We're located in Burnsville, North Carolina. Yancey County is the county we reside in. It's the home of Mount Mitchell, which is the highest peak east of the Mississippi. We have been open for a little over 8 years now. Where we're currently at, we expanded into a larger facility here about 5 years ago. When we first opened in 2017, we started in a really tiny sort of incubator space that the town worked with us on to create a small microbrewery. When we first opened, we didn't have a kitchen or we didn't have any type of permanent food solution. So it was when we first opened, we really wanted to focus on wholesale, getting our product, our beer, out into the different surrounding towns. Like we're really close to Asheville, which is a really large craft beer community, not only in this region, but it's kind of known nationally as such. So when we opened, really thought we were going to be more of a wholesale operation to different restaurants and bars. But when we opened our small tap room there, we had such a demand for creating kind of a community hub space that we ended up selling more of our product on site. And so as we grew over those first 3 years, we knew that we were going to have a bigger space, and to really succeed long term, we were going to have a kitchen and a food solution. So we moved here to this new location about, like I said, about 5 years ago, and that's what we've been doing ever since.
Awesome. So in Yancey County, huh?
Yes. Yeah. Yancey is. It's in western North Carolina. It's with Mitchell and Avery counties, kind of called the Tri-County area of our little local district. And one of the interesting things about our town is that our county itself is still dry. So alcohol sales are not allowed outside of the town limits. And when we first opened in 2017, the town itself had only been a wet town for, I think, just a handful of years. So I grew up here, and so one of the things I wanted to do when I moved back here was to, and we can get into my background or whatever, but I was in the craft beer industry for about 15 years before I decided to open my own business. And I really wanted to do it here in my old hometown and raise kids here in a small town environment. But that was kind of a challenge. The beginning was just sort of becoming accepted in a small southern town that's, kind of got a history with, negative feelings about alcohol in general, and certainly understand that. But we wanted to do something fun and different and sort of dispel the taboos around alcohol in the way it is with craft beer.
Very good. Well, I was going to ask how you got into the business, and you pretty much told us. The reason I asked about Yancey County, I grew up in Cleveland County in Shelby, and actually used to go camping and fishing on I think it was the South Toe. Was it the South Toe River or the North Toe?
Yeah,
South Toe.
Yeah, South Toe.
On Mount Mitchell. Mount Mitchell. Yeah, used to love it. Love it. Beautiful, beautiful place.
For sure.
So what are some myths or misconceptions in the craft beer industry that you can think of?
Probably maybe from the outside, it looks like when you own and operate a brewery, it's just all kind of party all the time. It's far from that. It's a lot of hard work. It's a lot of great staff. If you're successful, you have to have great staff. I'd say it's if there is a misconception, and generally, I guess, about craft beer is it can appear that from the outside looking in, it's just a lot of drinking and partying. But it's for us, it's always been the the product is sort of part of sort of the trifecta, I would say, of what makes a great brewery. Nowadays, it's the space that you have to really drive people to and get people out to. And we want to sort of create a bigger picture of that and not focus exclusively on the product. Obviously, the product's what drives our revenue and what we pride ourselves on, but it's a bigger picture type of thing. And so, yeah, the craft beer industry in general has kind of moved towards that thinking over the past 10 years, whereas, maybe when craft beer first started becoming like really popular again, like in the early 2000s, there was just a lot of tap rooms and a lot of, just a lot of small breweries doing just tap rooms. And now it's, if you really want to succeed, you have to have a great space and a great experience to go with it. So that's the model we try to go by, and it really sort of drives what we do.
Very good. Now, who are your target customers, and how do you attract them?
Well, I would say, craft beer demographically is kind of a mid to older crowd, I would say, at this point. Our main demographic is probably 35 to 60, somewhere in there. Of course, we want everyone to come and enjoy our space and our products, but as the industry has changed over the past few years, that's sort of become more of the clientele we see showing up more and more. It's that age demographic we see. We do a lot of events. We have a big music stage where we host a lot of different bands and have a lot of different community events around. So I wouldn't say we necessarily target a specific demographic, but that's kind of just looking at the market. That's who we are seeing mostly, and so maybe by default that's kind of who we're targeting in a way.
Gotcha. Well, it sounds like you're busy a lot. Outside of work, what do you like to do for fun?
Well, I have a family of two wife and two girls. They're in elementary school, so they keep us quite busy. So we usually on the weekends doing things with them. Also have some friends in different parts of the state that I visit. We go and do either hiking or different sporting events with, stuff like that. I've, just like most people, kind of a range of hobbies outside of work, but it's mainly, raising a family and enjoying that.
Right. Correct answer. Family is always best, for sure. So let's switch gears for a second. Can you describe a hardship or a life challenge that you've experienced and you overcame and came out stronger on the other side?
Well, for our business, the business I've been in specifically, sort of working my way up through the ranks of the industry as a brewer. From the time I was about 25 until 40-ish, there was a lot of difficult and challenging times to get through, and there was one company in particular I worked for, one of the biggest breweries I would say in the South, and they were going through a lot of growth at the time I joined their team, and they were still figuring out a lot of just how to operate, and everybody was just kind of swimming as best they could. And there were so many times I really wanted to just go do something else, and I stuck with it, and I'm really glad that I did, because a lot of the experiences that came, and challenges and frustrations that came with going through an experience like that gave me the fortitude and the confidence to be able to open my own business, because I knew that it was just kind of one of those things. Like, I knew if I could go through that, I could kind of do anything. And I've talked to other friends in the business who've experienced similar things. Not say you should stay in a bad job or anything like that, but I'm glad that for me in my situation, I stuck through those situations and learned and grew and kind of gained confidence through hardship in order to be able to do what I do now.
Very good. Well, John, if you could think of one thing that you'd like our listeners and viewers to remember about you and about Homeplace Beer Company, what would that be?
Well, we're a small town, family owned and operated, very like local, uh, very local staff, very, even our name Homeplace comes from kind of a colloquial term that locals have for their old home place they grew up in, and that's just a word I kept hearing a lot as I was thinking about what to name the business. A lot of our products have names that are tied to specific things locally, so we try to reflect the local culture and the local history through our products and our advertising, and kind of just the home field vibe of what we have here with our staff and the customer service, stuff like that. That's really what I think has led us to have the success we've had is not trying to be anything but what we are, which is really good hometown hub. It's a community space for everybody.
Awesome. So for those of us who are large fans of beer and would like to come check you guys out, how can we learn more?
You can go to homeplacebeer.com. That's our website. It has all our current events that we have planned. It has our rolling list of different draft beers and packaged beers. We don't only do draft beer. We have cans and we have growlers to go, of course, and stuff like that. So that our webpage sort of shows you the basic stuff that we have and different events that we do. We're located right in downtown Burnsville, North Carolina, and it's about 45 minutes north-ish of Asheville. So if you're in the Asheville area, want to get out and do something fun outdoors, like Skip said, South Two Rivers, awesome place to come visit. Carolina Hemlocks is a great camping area, and there's so much hiking and fishing, and there's mountain biking. There's all sorts of fun stuff to do here. There's a great new hotel on the town square. It's not new; it's like hundreds of years old, but it just got renovated. It's called the New Ray Inn, and it's driving a lot of people to our area to experience what we have here while they stay in town.
Very cool. Now, last question, and I'll check it out on your website, but do you have an amber?
We do. We have kind of an amber lager right now. It's our Oktoberfest, and we have a year-round ESB that we kind of loosely describe as an amber. It's called Biscuits and Gravy, ESB.
Nice.
A lot of people ask us, is there really biscuits and gravy in this? Like, no, it's just a part of our branding and part of our style of how we name things. But it's a classic British style ESB, and then we like I said, we currently have the Oktoberfest on. Seems like more and more people are releasing the Oktoberfest earlier and earlier in the year. I think we finally released ours on time this year in September. So those are our two amber offerings at the moment.
Awesome. Well, you sold me. I'm an amber guy, so
great.
You got me. Well, John, I can't tell you how much I appreciate you taking time out of your busy schedule to spend some time with me and with our listeners and viewers, and appreciate you doing what you do as a massive beer fan, and want to encourage our listeners to come to Burnsville, check it out, and I can attest to all the wonderful things there are in that part of the country. Love the fishing, trout fishing there, and just the views are amazing. Beautiful. Mount Mitchell's gorgeous. And anyway, want to welcome everybody to come. And again, John, thank you so much. And we wish you and Homeplace Beer Company and your family all the best moving forward.
Thanks so much, Skip. Appreciate it.
Maybe we can have you back sometime.
I'd love it.
All right. Sounds great, man. Talk soon.
This is the Good Neighbor Podcast. Thank you for listening to the Good Neighbor Podcast. To nominate your favorite local businesses to be featured on the show, go to gnptry-cities.com. That's gnptry-cities.com or call 423-719-5873.